Mabuhay pageant fans, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hey LMG. So, we are finally 2 days away from finding out who will be the next Miss Universe Philippines! But before that, let me finally share you my hot picks for the closed-door interview muna, which took place in Manila Hotel yesterday. Just like all of you, I was severely disappointed that it was aired late because this segment of the competition, diba, has always been live streamed for the past 5 years. For this year, I don't know. The organization probably has its own reasons for doing so, and wala naman tayong magagawa if they choose to delay its airing this year. Buti na lang guys, the wait is worth it because all these 53 contestants really spoke their hearts out in this segment of the competition yesterday. And I just like the fact that the organization decided to tailor-made the questions for each girl just like how it is done in Miss Universe Overseas. However, there was this question lang na sana they could have really asked. There's this one same question that they could have asked so that you could really assess their wit, how much they know their province that they are representing, the language that they have there, like how the organization did it with the questions with a Shopee or Lazada question or province or dialect question a few years ago. So I wish there was one more question like that apart from the proverbial Miss Universe Philippines question. Like, what if your life was made into a book? What would the title be and why? Yung mga ganun ba? And I also wish sana pinatayo sila, if it were up to me lang ha, para makita mo talaga yung body language nila, kung awkward sila, how they can fill up the space by checking them out, if they are talkers, using their hands, fidgety ba, nakaslouch ba. So their overall presence talaga, kasi I feel that the organization wants girls to be comfortable with the setup, but if you make them stand for a change, you know, you will make them get out of their comfort level, just how they have done it in the past few years. So sana they could revert to that original setup in the next few years. But nevertheless, I had a great time listening to all 53 girls speaking their hearts out, and here are my top picks from this segment of the competition. And so here they are. Now we go to my 16th spot, and I'm giving it to Matea Mahalsmith from the Filipino community of Florida. This girl has grown in me so much that I finally have a soft spot for her. And as Miss Universe Philippines ends very soon, I will miss this girl's smile and humility, which was deeply reflected in her interview here. This girl is never afraid to share her tragic story of how a hip injury can affect her lifelong dreams and how she is now using it to make another dream, which is to become a trauma surgeon. The way Matea narrates and shares her story is something that will make you endear and fall in love with her. The soft tone of her voice, as she gently breaks down her words, are so easy to listen to. Now, she is always coming from a sense of empowerment and pittance. Now, very charming in her own right, very authentic from head to toe, very grateful why she is in this moment right now. Alam mo yung ang bait-bait niya sobra. That's why I really love her interview here. And now we go to my 15th spot, and I'm giving it to Maria Isabela Pelayo from Davao City. Before this pageant ends, I just want to pay tribute to this lady who has been such an engaging and wonderful personality behind the scenes in all of my coverages of this pageant, of this edition of this pageant. And so I'm happy that this turned out the way for Maria Isabel Pelayo's interview here. This girl really has a lot of personality, and so hearing her answers, it doesn't sound templated but more conversational. She was never afraid to laugh, giggle, while at the same time being serious and unflinching with her answers. So she was so easy to listen to, and you can feel she was just so happy to share her life experiences to the judges. Very relatable. Even the way she answered the proverbial Miss Universe question is so conversational and full of heart and eloquence. And now we go to my 14th spot, and I'm giving it to Kimberly Street from the Filipino community of Australia. This girl is so humble and authentic. I was just smiling all throughout her interview because she has this sense of humility and kindness despite living abroad. Now, she is never shy to talk about her shyness and being an introvert until such time she found confidence to do things on her own. And I like that. And I also feel her genuineness when she talk about exploring more about our culture, na alam mo, hindi yung parang tinatry niyang i-exploit yung sudden 15 minutes of fame niya just to be here. Na alam mong ramdam na ramdam mo talaga yung kabaitan niya, and she's not faking it unlike other girls who are lording it in this year's competition. And now we go to my 13th spot, and I'm giving it to Christina Chuck from the Filipino community of United Kingdom. I love how a cosmopolitan lady like her can give so much to her community. And there is just something the way Christina Chuck answers questions that will easily pull you to her. Now, she's very humble and charismatic, so the moment she talks about her list of accomplishments in life, it doesn't sound bragging. But instead, you will be so inspired to emulate her in how to succeed in life. Yet, at 30 years old, she's never shy to talk about her struggles in life, lalo na when it comes to the topic of mental health. Now, she is so unafraid to show her vulnerability through her choice of words. So it makes me gratifying how can a woman like her, a well-accomplished woman like her, can have this huge heart to give back to her community. Through her words, she inspires a lot of people already. So how much more if she wins Miss Universe Philippines? And now we go to my 12th spot, and I'm giving it to Raven Doctor from Palawan. The calmness and maturity this lady displayed in this interview are very commendable. Like, how did this girl grow up to be such a fine, young, eloquent lady at only 18 years old? Like, where is this girl coming from? Because when this woman speaks, it's as if she went through so many life experiences already, which really astounds me on the nth level, na para siyang 25 years old kung magsalita dito. Kayo ba ganun din ang nararamdaman nyo? Because the eloquence, the charm, her diction, her personality are all with her in this round. So I feel she's the overall package too. And I just can't say anything right now except that, you know what, this girl is really the future of Philippine pageantry. And now we go to my 11th spot, and I'm giving it to Victoria Leslie Ingram from Mandaue, Cebu City. I have never been short of praises for this lady since getting to know her in this year's competition, because she is never afraid to showcase her authentic self, her true emotions with her gift of gab. And so, Victoria Leslie Ingram is such a natural when she speaks. And I love how she showed so much grit here, especially when she talked about her persist mantra that she has gotten her so much in life. Now, when you hear her talk, she's just full of wisdom as a result of her rich experiences in life. Never giving pageant patty or templated answers. Everything is just coming from her heart, and I'm so impressed. And now we go to my top 10, and number 10 on my list here is, magagalit na naman kayo sa akin, Alexi Brooks from Iloilo City. I just love the new Alexi I am seeing right now here in this interview, but with a caution. Because all throughout her interviews here in MUP, especially when she was just starting out, laging ang bilis-bilis niyang magsalita. And so sometimes an interviewer like me would find it hard to catch and absorb everything all at once, everything that she is saying. And so it is so refreshing to see or hear Alexi take it slow by answering slowly, and taking the time to emphasize her points in her interview here. And so, honestly talaga guys, everything was going well until she answered the final question of why she should be the next Miss Universe Philippines. And I thought her answer there was quite unsettled me. That she should be the next Miss Universe Philippines because she is the best representation of our country, and at the same time, tag as the people's queen, diba? So I know that she is coming from an athletic mindset, that's why she was able to say this, but given that she is an aspiring beauty queen, it could quite unsettle people like me, or probably even judges during the interview, with that bit of a cocky or overconfident answer. And so I was so surprised to see or hear that coming from Alexi, because I have always known her to be so humble. I know the competition is getting into her nerves right now because we're all already at the tail end of the competition, and that's probably why she was able to say it. But I hope Alexi realizes that a true queen's quality is her humility, and never let all these things get into her head because it could turn some people off. But guys, other than that, she did well. I was just so surprised that everything was all about herself all of a sudden towards the end, than shedding more light on the people around her. And now we go to my 9th spot, and I'm giving it to Atisa Manalo from Quezon Province. Atisa is just so genuine when she speaks, and it's a reflection of her interview here in this round. You really can feel her heart in everything that she is saying here. And what I like about her is that she just answers your questions straight from the heart without the need to come up with strong, deep words to really make a strong impression. Instead, she uses hand gestures and eye contact to drive her point. Overall, she did great. No quotable quotes kahit na man tayong narinig sa kanya, but she was very engaging all throughout. You can't help but be smiling all throughout her interview. And I guess hindi naman natin kailangan gawing philosophical ang mga answers niya to communicate effectively. Because let's face it, the questions thrown at her were very light. So, like her bait and twirling skills. So, it doesn't have to be answered with a thought-provoking answer too. Diba? What do you think? And now we go to my 8th spot, and I'm giving it to Anita Rose Gomez from Zambales. All throughout her turn in this round, she made a strong case as an empowered woman coming from humble beginnings. And I love that how she never tried at any point romanticize her poverty situation in her candidacy here in MUPH. That alone truly sets the tone of her impressive interview skills, because Anita didn't want to be seen just as a pity case or because of her humble background. And so she went on further in terms of how she narrated how she would like to be seen more as an empowered woman rather than being known for her physical assets. So she's really determined to really be seen in a different light in this pageant. And so I feel Anita really has been so successful with her campaign here in Miss Universe Philippines just for that alone. And now we go to my 7th spot, and I'm giving it to Victoria Velasquez Vincent from Bacoor City, Cavite. Just as expected, when VVV speaks, it's really impactful and full of substance. She is just so good as a speaker. She has all the elements of a good speaker: calm, cool, and collected, and eloquent, and is just brimming with so much substance. And in fact, there are so many memorable lines that she said here that really caught my attention and supported her case for being more than ready to win the title. Like, the final piece to the puzzle, the final cog to a well-oiled machinery, being easy to work with, and making a difference in impact. And most importantly, being in harmony with your thoughts and actions in reaching the title for MUP. So everything was just beautiful. Na parang she can talk and you would just listen. Parang she knows how to sustain your attention. Tapos, napapansin mo, very dramatic din siya magkwento with that soothing voice. So there is a side to her that you don't know when you listen to her. It was honest and it felt like parang bitin. Yun nga lang. So she has to learn how to streamline her thoughts across to make her points more across. So if there is to nitpick lang, I wish sana naglagay pa siya ng more examples with what she can do with the title should she win. Yun na lang talaga, because her long answers got cut short. Remember when she said of the time limit, especially when she said, I got betrayed. I got betrayed by the Philippines. That's because she was cut short because of the time limit. So she really has to be mindful of the time limit, because it really dates back to how everything was for her during the Q&A back in 2021. So I hope she has to say her thoughts more concisely to avoid this kind of problem come crunch time during the finale. And now we go to my 6th spot, and I'm giving it to Christy McGarry from Taguig City. I just love how she has been so intentional with her interview here, that she really wants to win Miss Universe and eventually represent us in Mexico. Especially when she said that memorable line that there's no time limit or timeline to our goals. And so, dang, this girl killed it there. Diba? This girl is killing it now. And so all throughout her interview, she has been dropping hints about why she decided to make a huge comeback in the pageant scene, which is great because at least through her words in this interview, you can really feel Christy's hunger to win Miss Universe Philippines. Kasi naman, given, di ba, let's face it, given her very chill and relaxed demeanor because of her American upbringing. And so it's nice for a change to see how Christy is showing teeth and gigil, because honestly, she really has all the goods to win Miss Universe Philippines. But all this time, whether through interviews or pasarela, she doesn't realize or doesn't use her full potential. Like there is always something bitin about her all the time. So I want to talk more about this at length on my final ranking with her, but it's just so nice to see Christy show some giggle for a change in this interview, right? And now we go to my top 5, and I'm giving it to Kayla Jean Carter from the Filipino community of Northern California. There is just something about the tone of Kayla's voice that when she speaks, she comes from a sense of humility and gratefulness. And so it's so lovely to listen to her all the time that you will easily be gravitated by her charm and substance the moment she speaks. Because let's face it, Kayla has all the right to sound cocky given her American upbringing, but she just sounds so grateful and humble every time she's being interviewed. Na never afraid to speak about her life experiences to allow people learn from them. And so I feel this has been such of a coming of age experience for Kayla. Now she is just full of love and kindness for everyone, and I adore this girl so much. If only MUPH will be all about interview skills, this girl will so be high up there. And now we go to my 4th spot, and I'm giving it to Bianca Tapia from the Filipino community of Hawaii. Bianca is really someone who really has been such a pleasant discovery here in MUPH, especially when it comes to interviews. And I just love how she, just like Anita Rose Gomez, has used this platform to empower herself as a woman. Because we all know Bianca to be hearingly impaired. And so I just love how she never used this as a pity card to gain attention, but used this as a venue for her to showcase her intelligence instead. And so this girl is so intelligent and can really hold deep conversations about numerous topics. Now, when you hear her talk, she is authentic and sincere all throughout at the same time with her words, as you feel her struggles, her journey out of her words in speaking out. Now, she is just so relatable, and I'm so happy that she made herself a good impression here in this interview. That's why I am ranking her so high in this list. And now we go to my top 3, and number 3 here on my list is Chris Tiffany Hanson from Cebu City. I swear, guys, I teared up the moment I saw Chris's interview here because she is just so genuine and relatable in her own right here. The first thing that hit me here is when she mentioned how she is looking for that image of a woman whom people could look up to as an ate. And I thought that was so heartwarming. Tapos, and then she mentioned about dedicating this Miss Universe Philippines journey to her father. And she really endeared herself more to me. Na it reminded me of our interview 2 months ago. So naiyak na naman ako. She's very relatable. And the thing about Chris is that she really speaks from the heart. She doesn't pretend to be someone she is not. Now she just says everything from experience with so much humility. And it's just so heartwarming. Hence, you can't help but support her talaga. That she isn't here to impress, but to be more of an inspiration to her community instead. So I just love rooting for girls like her, who is so humble and kind. And now we go to my runner-up of this list, and I'm giving it to, no surprise, Stacey Gabriel from Cainta Rizal. Pag pinahawak nyo talaga ng mikropono talaga si Stacey, talagang mapapanganga na lang talaga tayo with her eloquence matched by her storytelling skills. You will never get bored listening to her song of exaltation for her mom and lola because of her rich vocabulary. Now, every time she gets asked this question, she articulates it, spins it with different words and sentences that will really make you so amazed by her rich vocabulary and gift of gab. Now, there is nothing more to say about her speaking prowess. So I just hope that at this point in time, the organization realizes how benefiting it is for them to get someone like Stacey, who is so charming, eloquent, and engaging as a title holder for its numerous causes and advocacies. And finally, we go to my overall winner of this round, and I'm giving it to, surprise, Dr. Juvel Ducay from Bantayan Island, Cebu. This girl was such a huge revelation in this round just by being so natural, genuine, and easygoing. And I was just smiling all throughout her interview because of her being so unpretentious here. She is a doctor by profession, and so it is so easy to be intimidated by her demeanor. But in this interview, she strikes you as someone who is very fun and doesn't take herself too seriously. And the interview turned out to be so funny and conversational, adjectives that we would never associate for a making of a best interview, but she really did not care. She just really spoke her heart out, and I love it. And so we got to know her more in the process, how she has been so madiskarte in her life, especially during the pandemic, na napaka-light lang talaga ng interview, na she really makes me want to become her friend. She's so refreshing amidst all these calculated frontrunners in this year's competition, and that's why she is the winner of this round for me. So there you go, guys. What do you think about my list? Ito na, guys. Papalapit na tayo ng papalapit sa Miss Universe Philippines finale, as it will just be 2 days away. So as I film this content right now, hindi pa pinapalabas ng Empire Philippines YouTube channel yung delayed telecast ng preliminary competition last night, as I would love to really go live on my platform to just share you my thoughts about the whole spectacle, kung ano yung experience ko, kung ano yung nakita ko, pero wala na. Mukhang madaling araw yata nila to i-upload. So there's no choice for me but to run down my ultimate final hot picks for my next content, which I will upload tomorrow or on the eve of the finals night. So abangan nyo yon. So before I end, I just want to thank you all for all the love and support that you have been giving me through the feedback or the things that you have been doing to me when you would run up to me in events like Miss Universe Philippines events. Nakakatuwa talaga kayo. And it just bolsters me to really do my best and, come out with really great content, great feel-good content. So, marami pong salamat, and see you around for my next video as I will finally reveal my ultimate pick for the Miss Universe Philippines title this year. Alright, guys, until my next video, bye!